everybody. It's Neil Malvone, founder of the Dream Bowl. I'm welcoming you to our new podcast series where we're going to hear from some of the amazing players that will be participating in this year's game. Please join Chuck Stuller, our Director of Player Personnel, and his assistant Trey King as they talk to our players and get a little bit more information about what brought them to Dream Bowl 12. Throughout the rest of the year, we'll be interviewing other players, current, former, and future Dream Bowl athletes. So come join us on Surge Sports and be part of the Dream Bowl experience.
Josh, thanks for coming on and such short notice. We appreciate it. How's your Sunday going?
It's going good. About start watching this playoff football. I'm pretty sure everybody's doing the same thing, but it's been going good. How are you guys doing?
Excellent, man. Yeah, definitely can't complain. I'll do like a little quick intro here to get us started, and then I'll let Trey kick off like the question part. We do have Josh Castro with us today. He's currently at the University of Nevada, Wolfpack, offensive lineman extraordinaire, can play, I believe, almost every position on the O-line. If you don't know, my name is Chuck Starr. I'm the Executive Director of Player Personnel for the Dream Bowl, and I do have my buddy Trey King here, who's been helping me out all season. He's been an asset to the Dream Bowl, doing scouting reports on the road, doing scouting, checking out players for us, and doing a good job. So once again, Josh, we're happy you can take some time out on such short notice to come talk to us, and I'll let Trey take over from here.
Yeah, Josh, what's going on, man? First, fantastic. First off, just want to send our appreciation over to you for choosing our bowl. It's big too. Offensive lineman in short supply this year. So definitely excited about the opportunity you're going to get at our game. Just want to kick it off here. Chuck mentioned earlier that you got a pretty interesting story from the start of your playing career and to ultimately ending up at Nevada. Can you just walk us through that and tell us kind of your journey and your story?
Yeah, so my story has been it's an up and down type of a deal. I was a JUCO guy, started in 2018. Started at Santa Monica College. I was a true freshman and started there at right tackle for 3 games. And I tore my meniscus that season. So thankfully it wasn't so bad where I needed to have surgery. I just did a bunch of rehab for it. And I bounced back that next season, 2019, started at left tackle, played all the games. I was a unanimous all-conference guy. And from there, I chose to go to Azusa Pacific University, which was a Division II football in Azusa, California. They were the only Division II football team in California. They were in the GNAC conference, and that was during the COVID year, 2020 in the fall when everything happened. So obviously, I was excited to get off and get started there. At the end of that first semester, they canceled our football program, and they told us the last week of our finals week, and they said, basically, if you guys want to play in the spring, you guys got about 2 weeks to find a new school. And so I went into the portal. And I was looking, trying to find a new school, obviously. And there was a lot of opportunities for me as I was highly recruited out of JUCO, but it just didn't feel right. There was a lot of anxiety and uncertainty, because I had just went to a school where I felt I was at home. And I stayed another semester there, still in the portal, still working out every day, doing everything I needed to do. And I ended up finding a home in Angelo State. So I went to D2 Angelo State in San Angelo, Texas. I was there for 1 year and I redshirted there. And that was a good experience as well, knowing Angelo State being one of the top Division II teams in the country. I got a lot of good experience from those guys. While I was at Angelo State, it was my first time moving inside a center where I really discovered I can be a center too. I remember midway through the season, our starting center got hurt. So they were trying to figure out who's going to be the next guy. And they threw me in there and said, hey, can you help us out? I said, of course. and it was kind of a natural feel to just jump in there and, being able to do that since I had experience at right tackle and left tackle. So being able to set both ways wasn't an issue. And, so that was a good experience being there. And from there, I transferred to a Division III called Cal Lutheran University out in Thousand Oaks. And yeah, I played there 2 seasons ago. And I just went out and with the idea, let me just go and ball and see what I can do, make it happen. Thankfully, I had another really good, strong year. And I believe the tape speaks for itself. I was a second team all conference guy there. But, I couldn't do much about the voting. I say the film speaks for itself, you know what I mean? And again, being a Division III guy to get the recognition and the recruitment that I did from the Division I schools, that was something that has blown my mind, And after that, I went through the whole process and I committed to the University of Nevada. And I came to Nevada in the summer, worked hard, and we had a tough year, but I think the experience of learning and competing here at the Division I level has prepared me for this next step.
Awesome. Yeah. So kind of going along the same path there. Obviously, you played at literally every division, right? Like,
right.
There's not too many guys that have done that. What was the biggest learning curve or kind of adversity that you faced or competition that you faced or whatever the case may be moving from either Division II, Division III, all the way up to FBS?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest adversity in the whole process was just the uncertainty of what's next. Obviously, I wish for me, if Azusa Pacific would have never closed, I would have been there and finished my career there. I didn't see myself leaving at all. And there's just the uncertainty of, I was probably in the portal for about a year from the first time at Azusa Pacific. And then I went to Angelo State and it was just a complete culture shock. It was nothing like, I'm from the big city. I'm from Los Angeles. So going to a little San Angelo, it was a big culture shock being away from family for the first time. And then, like I said, going from there to Division III, now there's more uncertainty. Obviously, I want to get to the NFL, and it's a lot harder to do that when, you're at a smaller school. There's less scouts coming through and things like that. And then going from a Division III to a Division I, now you obviously know there's a difference in competition, right? There's obviously going to be a bigger, a more serious competition at Division I. So I think it's just that adversity of the unknown, not sure. I mean, even at Division III, when I left, I wasn't sure if I was going to get another opportunity. So I was just like, I think that's just been the biggest or the hardest part of this whole process, just the unsure. But yeah, I mean, definitely coming into the Division I program, I don't think it was more difficult in the sense of, like, I know the skill wise, yeah, that's a different level, but I always felt that I've carried myself to the highest of standards, and that means competing on and off the field, working extra, doing all that. I feel like I just fit in with the right group of guys when I came to the Division I level.
Right. So talk a little bit about it, but why Nevada?
Oh, Nevada. So it was, I was about to go to the University of Las Vegas, Nevada, Las Vegas. And that I was waiting because I had applied as a grad student there. So I was waiting on admissions. And by the time I got enrolled to admissions, it was too late because they had already filled the spot. So from there, I was going to go to University of Akron. And I had already got admitted. They accepted my commitment. And everything felt like, well, at first it felt good. But right after that, it didn't feel right with me. It didn't feel like that's where I needed to be. And when University of Nevada came around, Coach Angus McClure, he either coached or he coached one of my former mentors or coaches. And he has a good relationship with the people that I trust. And they've all spoken very highly of him. He's a great coach. And then at the same time, he also made me feel really welcomed. And the opportunity to compete here in Nevada was a good opportunity. So when it came down to it, everything just felt like a good thing. It wasn't too far from home where I could come back and visit, or my family can come see me. The opportunity to compete was there, and at the same time, from my mentors, my references, the people I really trusted, they all spoke very highly of him. So I knew moving forward for me to develop as best as I can for this next level, I chose Nevada for that reason.
Nice, that's perfect. I'm glad you found a home there, and obviously with the adversity and the uncertainty that you dealt with, I'm glad it all worked out. I'll throw it over to Chuck now.
Sure, no problem. Thanks, Trey. Now, as a lot of people are watching this, it's what I was trying to tell Trey. Josh, your story is quite an amazing story with a lot of twists and turns. And it's a roller coaster. It's definitely a great story. Like through all that, I think you mentioned staying close to home, as well. Is there anything that you like to do personally, like outside of football, that's not lifting weights and stuff? Is there anything else you like to do to kind of unwind and get away from that stuff?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm very big on my spiritual life with God. Growing up, I grew up in a family. My parents were both ministers. All of my siblings and we all served in the church. So from a young age, I started playing the guitar at age 7. And that's, to me, being able to worship God in my free time when I need it, especially when I need to unwind. It's definitely a big part of my life and something I do because for me, I recognize that to get to where I've been able to get to, it's only been by the grace of God, honestly. And, when I've had the very difficult moments of, what's next and how's this going to happen, that's what I run to. Is just I run to God, I run to prayer, I run to being able to worship with my guitar, the piano, and then as well as spending time with my family, my girlfriend. They've all been the biggest support. So I just, spending a lot of time with my family, with God and my girlfriend, that's really all I like to do besides lift weights and work out.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. Do you have anything, I guess, like pregame wise, like any rituals that you follow before a game?
Oh yeah, definitely. Pre-game, always come out, like to get I do like a 15-minute yoga session on my own in the back of the end zone. Get that going, warm up the hip flexors, the quads and all of that. That's the most important part of the offensive line, obviously. So I do that. And then I like to get into working on my different sets. Start off one leg drive, so pass sets, 45, jump sets, vertical sets off of a one knee. And then I'll doing some mixing my footwork for the run game. I like to do that. If there's some padding in the back of the end zone, I like to go and get a few strikes in. And then from there, I'll take like you do snakes conditioning type of a deal. So I'll walk the field like every 5 yards across, and I'll do that and just get my mind right, lock in. And I feel like just walking the field, I'm able to envision where I'm going to be, where my teammates are going to be running through, and it feels great if I feel connected that way. So that's how I finish off, and I feel ready to go after that.
Excellent. You seem like a guy that's always got a smile on your face, no matter how things are going. So that's one thing I admire about you. You seem like you're always in a good place. I mean, I'm not sure if that's something that you've always been told, but you seem like you're always in a good place.
Yeah, no, that's pretty accurate. I mean, I love to smile. I mean, even in the hard parts, something that I've always learned in my faith is you got to be able to praise God and be grateful for what's going on, even in the bad. There's always something to learn in the bad. And even in the great things, there's always something to learn. And that's, like I said, the whole part of the adversity. I've learned a lot through it. And like I said, how can you not be grateful if you just went through something that you felt like you weren't going to make it out of, and now you're out of it, and you're in an even greater spot. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
That's just, big smile on my face for the most part all the time.
Excellent. That's awesome, man. Awesome.
Cool. Yeah, like Chuck said, it's a great quality to have to always be upbeat and even keel and not to get too high and not get too low. And especially a testament to you for battling through the adversity and uncertainness, like we touched on earlier. Just curious on what schemes you saw and you faced this year. Specifically playing at the FBS level compared to kind of what you saw at the Division II and Division III level.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of 3-4 defenses. Nickel, there's a lot more nickel defense here in the Division I level. I think that's kind of just the way, because how the game is being played now, you have a lot more spread offense, things like that. But for the most part, a lot more 3-4s and shifts to 4-3s and nickel defense. I didn't see a lot of some 3-3 stacks. I probably saw it once or twice. We saw radar defense. You kind of just have, guys walking around on the line of scrimmage, things like that. That was something that I saw once at Angelo State, which was only ran by our defense. So when we came and saw it here, I believe it was against University of Las Vegas. I think they were the first ones to do that against us. I was ready for it coming as a scout week. It was something that a lot of people hadn't seen before. But being at Angelo State, knowing that they ran that, it was something that I was very comfortable with already. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, there was a lot of nickel defense that we saw, 3-4s. And yeah, I mean, I think the main difference with the Division III 3-4s and the Division I 3-4 is that those rush and those Wills and Sams, I mean, they can really rush like their defensive ends, and they can also cover like their cornerbacks. You know what I mean? So that was definitely some that I was able to notice a big difference on.
Yeah, and obviously you saw a whole bunch playing in that Mountain West Conference out there.
Yeah.
Just curious as to kind of, obviously you're somebody who could play across the board on the offensive line. Yeah. What different qualities do you possess? Obviously, physicality and footwork is key, but what are those further qualities that you possess that makes you successful?
Yeah, I think being agile. I mean, you got to have good agility, especially a lot of teams now, they like to get their guys out in space and screens or probably backside of outside zone, things like that. So I think being able to be agile is one thing that sets me apart. Obviously, I do a lot of specific work to offensive line, but I also set my time aside to be able to do some skill work, specifically speed work, change of direction, things like that, because that's critical. If you can't move your feet and you can't move fast enough, especially now with the way defensive linemen are moving, then you're going to get beat every time. And for me, obviously nobody likes to get beat, but that's what I always like to see where an offensive lineman is faulting or what they're lacking, and I want to try to attack that area. And so for me, growing up and developing, that's one area that I've always noticed, like offensive linemen need to be more agile. So that's part of my game that I focus, similar to Jason Kelsey. That guy can run like a receiver, a tight end, but that's not something that's always been common. Yeah, 92%. There we go. Yeah, but yeah, it's something that not a lot of offensive linemen like to focus on. They like to think just brute strength. But that's the way we've been evolving. You got to be agile, so you got to run now. Like if you're a tight end skill guy, so that's one of the major parts of my game besides strength and footwork that I pride myself on. Is just being agile, being able to get out in space.
Absolutely, it's a great quality to have. Chuck, you got a question?
Yeah. Now, we talked, like I said, we talked about your long journey through the D2, the FCS level, and now back up to FBS this season. Like a couple of like challenges that you faced at Nevada this year. You went against those guys in practice every day. Like who would like you went against guys in practice. Like who did you want to face every day in practice? Who was like, you know what? I want to get him today because we go back and forth. But I want to get him today. I want to see if I can. Like I want to try to get somebody. Who do you want to practice against the most?
There's especially interior guys, James Hansen and Deion Washington. Those guys, man, they're strong guys, but they're so explosive and they're so twitchy and fast. I just love going against those guys, and it was a vice versa thing. We would always, joke around. I'd be like, "Man, you're a heavy dude to move," and then they told me, "You get so low, it's hard to get under you and move you or just stop you." We'll just go back and forth, but it was always a good thing, because we would, like they say, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah,
we would always go at it in practice. We would always go at it, and they were obviously strong and fast. So those two guys were my favorite ones to go against, and now they both moved on to new schools, but they're very dominant guys, and I believe they helped me get better, and I hope that I helped them out in their process as well.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear. Absolutely.
So obviously we talked a bit about football and a bit about your spirituality and kind of what you do to get your self prepared for the game. what are you most excited about to showcasing your skills this weekend down in Dallas?
Yeah, I think I'm very excited to show that I can be dominant in every position that you might play me at. I think being versatile is a big tool and a big plus when the scouts are looking at a guy. So I want to be able to show that I can do it all and be as dominant at right tackle, right guard, center, left tackle, wherever I'm needed. I just want to be able to show that I can be dominant regardless, and at the same time, be a good teammate, probably help out my team, whatever we got to do to win. The other team, whoever they are, I want to be able to show I'm a good teammate. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna bust my butt. At the same time, I'm gonna dominate and make sure I get it done for the guys on my side.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Chuck, you got another one?
Yeah. Now, as we move towards the end of the interview here, Trey, I'd like to see if there's anything you want to direct back us. Did you have any questions for us at all about the game, or Trey and I? Is it anything like that?
No, I mean, I think I'm ready to go. I have all the information I need. I'll be there, and I'll get there Wednesday night. I already have my reservations going, and I'm just ready to go. I appreciate the opportunity. Seeing me and thinking I could be a good asset to the bowl. I'm just excited to go.
Absolutely, and you're definitely a guy that it seems like you and I have been chatting for like what 2 or 3 years now.
2 years, yeah.
This has been in the making for a while, especially
Right.
when you were at when you were mauling guys at Cal Lutheran and holding your own down there. And I was so happy. Like, I love seeing your post that you were the one these teams were seeking out to join their program. I was so happy for you. I felt it was really, really deserved. So I know how hard you worked and how passionate you are about it. But it's definitely awesome that you're coming. I really want you to go down there and put your best foot forward and show your versatility to me, because I know you can play all these positions. Now, we've had a lot of guys come from our game and play professionally, whether it's indoor, CFL, NFL, over in Europe. Now, I think we've already talked about what your elevator pitch would be and what you're going to bring. Now, would you be open to taking that arena to CFL to NFL route? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say, I'm open to all of the opportunities that are going to be available to me. Like I said, I already know my journey in itself has been adversity.
Yeah.
So going one stop low, to a different league or anything like that wouldn't scare me at all, because I know that what's already inside of me is just to keep grinding and until I get where I want to get to. So I'm definitely open to all of the opportunities that are going to come my way, and I'm just excited to go. I know I wanted, obviously, the end game to be the NFL. Everybody wants to get to that level. But if I need to go through other steps to get there, then I'll do that. I just want to keep playing ball. Who wouldn't want to do what they love for an extended period of time, So yeah, I'm excited to go for every avenue that's available. I'm just excited to get after it.
Excellent. Now, unfortunately, I won't be there this year because I just had surgery recently. So
okay.
there's some things. That's all good. So Trey will be there, and to basically mirror my duties, what I'll be doing. He'll be at the field every day, checking you guys out, making sure you guys are okay, making sure the scouts have everything they need. But I wish you best of luck. I wish I could be there to watch you kick butt and take names. And it's definitely going to be the talent level is going to be ratcheted up this year. We usually take around 5 to 10 FBS guys. This year it's around 10 to 15. You're going to have FBS players you're going to be going against in practice and one-on-ones, which is good for you too. But it's definitely going to be a good weekend for everybody, hopefully.
Right.
And I'm happy that you're definitely coming, brother. Definitely.
And I appreciate it. So I hope you get better real soon.
Man, I appreciate it. Thanks for spending your Sunday with us. Thanks for taking the time out, and go ahead and watch some football, and let us know if you need anything, okay?
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Thank you.
You got it. You too,
appreciate
brother.
it, Josh.
All right. Bye.